Guys, it's pizza making time. So it's the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. And if you haven't heard, you can get 32 raw vegan ebooks, courses from doctors, from chefs, from health coaches for just $50. It's worth $1,300. And I'm going to make a recipe from the bundle. So this one here is a pizza. Now it's by Melodie. It's from her Raw Vegan Copycat Handbook. Okay, now what I'm going to top it with today, I'm always going to call this like a marriage pizza because this is by Nate Maris. It's from his Crack Spread Repeat, which has got all these cracks and spreads, all these beautiful recipes in it. And I've got a couple other things. I've got some like tomato, basil. We're going to do that as well. But I've got this beautiful sweet chili sauce by Melissa Maris, Nate Maris's wife, which I'm going to drizzle over the top because I used to love having pizzas with a sweet chili sauce. Like I used to order all sorts of pizzas and no matter what it was, I'd put sweet chili sauce on it. So I'm a bit of a sweet chili sauce fan. So with that being said, let me just put the link for the bundle down below so you can go grab it. Let me just do this. It should be in the description, but I will put it down the bottom for you guys because it's only around until the 11th of May, and then all these books will go back to full price. So it's good to at least go check it out. Whoa, what happened here? There we go. Okay. All right, let's make a pizza. Let me just move this camera around so we can see. We can see what we're doing here. So bring this forward a bit too. 1 second. Hold the phone. You want as much light spilling onto this as possible. So alrighty. There we go. So we've got our pizza. We've got our pizza by Melodie. And this base didn't take very long to make. It's got some beautiful ingredients in it. In the bundle, my classics ebook is in the bundle. Classics. My dinners ebook is in the bundle as well. So that's got some beautiful recipes. But this was by Nate Maris. So this was his basil spread. And we're going to put this on top of Melodie's pizza base. Just put that on there. That's the fun with raw foods. And remember, the reason we all do raw foods is if you look at anyone's story as to how they find raw foods, even in the bundle, most people share their story throughout their book, their ebook or course. You will find it's literally saving people's lives. And it's super yummy. So we love that. Okay, so put as much as you want on. I put so much basil in this. There is so much basil in this. This book's amazing, actually. All the books are amazing. Go check out the bundle. Okay, the next layer to my pizza. So we've got Melodie at the bottom. We've got Nate Maris's basil spread. Now, I love like basil and tomato. Like my pizzas are usually really simple. You can make yours as fancy as you want. Make it however you want, but I love just simple. You could do like, I don't know, I know there's different spreads in Melodie's book as well. You can make some salami, but I do want this just a little bit simple for today. So I'm going to be interviewing Wendy tonight. So she's been pregnant as a raw vegan, and I find that amazing. And she's going to share her journey. Raw vegan food healed her as well, and she got to have a pregnancy she didn't know she was going to have. So we're going to talk about that over on Instagram. See if I don't think I'm going to squish any more little tomatoes in there. The base is made of, look, it's not my recipe, but there are carrots and sprouted oats. So, and it's in Melodie's ebook. And it's really solid, really sturdy. So we're not talking about cut steel oats here. We're talking about sprouted oats. Hey, Koala Mama. Oh, that makes me feel so happy. So let me post this up here. So Koala Mama said she made my stroganoff or inspired by it tonight, which is a recipe from my ebook in the bundle. That made me so happy. Thank you for leaving that message. Yeah, so as I said, like this, really simple. So now I'm just going to put some extra basil leaves on top. I mean, come on, guys, look at this. Nice and simple. I don't know, raw food's always so bright. I feel like raw foods is always talking to me. Like how when you're outside in nature and nature's always like singing and talking to you, making you feel good and happy. I feel like this food does that, and then I eat it and I feel amazing. Okay, look at the pizza. I feel like this is looking really good, guys. Now, this last recipe, as I said, by Melissa Maris, her sweet chili sauce, incredible. I've already tried a little taste of this and it's on par. Like you would not know the difference. It's like from a restaurant sweet chili sauce. It's amazing. So both Nate and Melissa on here, her sushi ebook is incredible. I haven't made a recipe from that yet, but I am going to actually make a hamburger from one of her books. So keep watching these. Raw pesto is one of my faves. To me, it tastes no different from traditional. I believe that's to be true. Let me post this one. So raw pesto is one of my favorites. To me, it tastes no different from traditional. I actually think that raw pesto tastes better than what I remember, because everything I used to have was always from a packet, which was probably why I ended up sick. So I always think everything fresh. It doesn't take long. Like literally you can start, I mean, this is so this is like a spread, but there's just different complexities of things like basil, there's garlic, you pick a fat that's in it. So let me see if I can here. Got this one. Raw food makes me sing. That is a beautiful pizza. Thank you. Okay. So now, as I said, I loved sweet chili sauce on my pizza. I used to dip my pizza in growing up. Before I went raw, that's what I was doing. So we're going to drizzle a bit of this over the top. This is like, it's such a me pizza with like that Asian influence, because I'm Australian. We have such an Asian influence, like a fusion in our food. So like whatever we eat, we like to just infuse something like this. So this looks so good. I'm like so excited to try it. I've been having all these meals for breakfast so I can catch you guys in the US before you guys go to bed. Yay! I'm really like thinking this looks good. It looks so good. I have Lissa's hand salad book. The wraps are really good. They are amazing. Her food's amazing. Sweet chili sauce is amazing. I've never had it raw, I'm assuming. So it's got lots of different complexities and you can tell Lissa knows what she's doing. But the trick with this is this sauce has actually been in the dehydrator. So it adds another level, another complexity to this. It really enriches the sauce. So in Lissa's new ebook, which I'm sure she's explained, some of her recipes are like that. So it's like adds like a richness to it, which I think is amazing. So I am just going to pause this for a second because I want photos of this. Let me just move this out of the way. I'm only going to be a second because yesterday what I ate, I didn't take photos of, and I'm using my iPhone because it's got a better camera for you guys. So I will be right back. I'm just going to, let me just see if I can. I wonder if I can. Or maybe I can't. I think it's just going to swap over. I'll see if I can just rearrange this. So it'll just swap over for a second. I'm not actually going anywhere. Or maybe it is. Has it just frozen there? Let me see what this does. So pause. Well, there you go. You can just watch the pizza for a second. Pause. Oh no, I'll disconnect it. Let me see if I can set this up. Here we go. There we go. So you're just going to see the pizza like this for a second while I just take some pictures for Instagram. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. I hope everyone's enjoying. I think most of you are on Saturday night at the moment. I am on Sunday. This is a very busy Sunday for me. Well, no, usually I'm doing Pilates and stuff, so that's really not true. But I've had a broken foot, so I've been trying to rest more. I feel like that universe has been saying, Sky, you have to stop sometimes. Like you can't keep just going. Oh my gosh, I can't stop taking pictures because it looks so good. I think Lisa and Nate are going to love seeing this too. And Melodie, I mean, it's her pizza. I'm actually interviewing Melodie during this bundle. Okay, so let's get back to business here. There's me. Well, you can see what's going on with this. This camera is not so good. So we'll get back to this one. I think we'll chop this up now. Let's see. We will chop. Yes, it would be cool to put in the dehydrator for sure. Or even, yeah, like definitely. Oh, thank you. Koala Mama said you have the most epic starts to your day this week. Yes, I have. I feel like I've been bouncing kind of all day from like the excitement of the food. So I didn't get a knife. I was actually thinking I'm going to have to get a pizza cutter. It's actually going to probably need my big knife. Oh, I'm sad to cut it. It looks so good. Anyway, this is what we do. So let me just maybe cut down here like this. We'll first do that. So cut like that. And maybe. I've actually been eating these meals I eat like over the course of the day, just picking at them as I bundle along. And then, yep, pizza roller I can see coming up for my birthday. Yay. Okay, now I should get a little plate. Little pizza plate. I do like some cracked pepper. Now there is some like miso in some of these, so it will be a little salty. So I don't want any extra salt. Look at that. Let me see if I can hold the camera up a bit. No, that's not really a great angle. So just here. There's a good angle. It's looking good, my pizza. With the help of the bundle. Okay. Move this. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Bit of cracked pepper. And do I want to take a photo of this? It does look nice. That's all right. I'm hungry. Okay. So do you, like, here's a good question. Ooh. Do you have any raw restaurants in your area? We don't have anyone where I live. So no, we don't have any raw restaurants. What we do have at Bondi is move this forward a bit, is a restaurant which is a bit of technical difficulties here. Why is it trapped here? We have a raw restaurant at Bondi. Sorry, we have a raw restaurant at Bondi, except it's not vegan. So a lot of the raw restaurant is like sashimi, tuna, but they have these raw, which are raw vegan wraps, and this massive salad, which has like avocado in the roll, and it has seaweed in the roll, and it has like, so there's that experience. But I've done it once. It was really nice. We went with a group of raw vegans, and it was a really nice experience. We went early. The tables aren't close. It doesn't smell fishy. But when I was with Jillian in Hawaii, and we went to that Mandela, is that what the restaurant's called? I think it's called in Kauai. That was like the most magical experience. We ordered so much food. Have a look back in my reels like this time last year, or even I think I put some of the clips in some of my videos from this time last year. That was like, made me feel normal. Like, because I don't think we realize how much we protect ourselves being in the situation we are, as in we eat differently. And a lot of the time we're very guarded over, like you go to a restaurant and you're like, you can't have anything. So you just bring your own and you have your salad, and to just feel like, I'll have that, and yum, that looks great, and bring me a coconut water. That was a really magical experience. But it doesn't take away that the reason we do go to restaurants and not eat what's in there is because I don't want to feel like crap. So that's worth doing, but it was a really nice experience. And people have said to me, open a restaurant, but it's not, I don't feel it's like my calling. My calling is to do what I'm doing now, because most of the time people aren't at restaurants, they're in their homes. So I want to empower people to get in there and make your food, and the reason you're going to make your food, and the reason you enjoy it, and that sort of thing, because that's what got me well. So that's kind of my story on raw vegan restaurants. Now we're all waiting for the exciting moment here of me trying the it's really good. I don't think I got enough of the, hang on. That's better. I got a big mouthful of the sauce, and it's all on my nose. That is really good. Like really good. Hang on, I've got sauce on my face, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because the sauce is yummy. Oh my God, that combo is really good. That I hadn't had sprouted oats before, and that's a really yummy recipe. That pizza base, it's really good. Plus the basil tomato. And then I have this thing with me. It's like a sweet chili sauce thing. I think it might be an Australian thing. I don't know. Guys, this is from the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. It is Melodie's pizza base from the Raw Vegan Copycat book. And then you've got Nate Maris's basil dip. Now that's from, is it called Crack Spread Repeat? I think that's the name of his ebook. And Melissa Maris's sweet chili sauce, chef's kiss, beautiful, from her sushi ebook. And I just put them together, and that's the fun. You get to like mix and match flavors. Thank you. Someone said it looks bomb. Says, here we go. We'll get back onto the restaurant topic. I like that topic. Here. So I'm a really good cook, and I always thought I should open a restaurant, but definitely don't feel like it's my calling. I think I think what I've learned about what I do, like getting up and getting online and sharing every day and making recipes. And I guess because I started my life later in life than everybody else, like I'm learning Like basically what I've learned is unless you absolutely love it, you won't continue. You may be able to go even 10 years, but I reckon you'll end up getting in like a really negative funk. Like I really am such a positive funk. Like I feel like my whole life is better because I found my purpose. And that purpose changes from doing more coaching to doing more YouTubing interviews, to spending more time. I remember when I first got well, a lot of the time was just making recipes. I really loved that. But I've noticed, and I have worked in my life in a couple of times, like especially when I was at school, when I was at university a couple of times. And then there was one period I worked for a couple of years. And it feels so different to get up and work in your purpose. I think that's what we all have to do. So if it's not, even if you're good at something, don't think you have to do that. It might just be a connection to something that's going to come along in your life. So Koala Mama said, I actually hate cooking, but I love uncooking. And I think that's really true as well. I know this only started making food. I never cooked in my life besides, I think, a stir fry here and there or some pasta or something on toast. I did make sushi. There was a period when I just lost my stomach. I did make sushi for a period. But it was like I found this raw food and I just could not stop making it because it made me feel good. It sings and I want to sing. So I want to do a YouTube channel for my food, but I'm a bit shy and I've heard it's hard to make money on the platform and I need to just do it. Yeah, so here's the thing, and I knew this. Look, we think in life like we can study lots and we can read lots and we can go and do a YouTube course. But I knew everything started to come to me really intuitively when I got well. And I knew that I had this passion and this story, and you just get up and talk. If you're more comfortable at the moment on Instagram or you've got 12 people that follow you on YouTube, just start. I promise you, just start. Just get on there and just talk about your day. Talk about your dinner. You might have made a dinner. If you're a good cook, don't overthink the lighting. It all comes. Like, I mean, it's all just comes. And I knew that as well. And when you get well and you're intuitive, you're like, you just got to keep tapping away at it. And yes, it is hard to make money, but if you love something, you just keep doing it. Like it's like I can't not do YouTube because I love sharing with people. I love talking to people. And most of the people I'm most connected with are all over the world. Like they're not out there. I can't get to them any other way. But my biggest, and I know Lisa said it to me when I first started, not just to me, but to people who are in the bundle, who it's like, this is a new opportunity. She's like, you just do it. Don't think about it. It'll never be perfect. You just do it. But the more you do it, it naturally becomes like kind of your perfect. So my greatest advice is don't overthink it. Just maybe every Tuesday night, get on and show your dinner on a live. Like the first step is to build your confidence. It's not really about lighting or numbers like you might think it is. But as you talk more, it's like when I met Dan McDonald, is you, not so much Jillian. I think because she only just started her channel when we connected. So we've always had this relationship. But when I met Dan, it's so interesting because his skill is just how he talks. Like the way he is on camera, like you might have a talk with him, but you can tell he's so trained. He spoke to us about it, how he trained himself. Apparently, I think YouTube used to be 10 minutes and he trained himself to talk exactly 10 minutes. And the next day, do another video, next day, do another video, next day, do another video. And when you meet him, it's part of his personality now because he's trained himself to do that. And I think that only comes from just doing it. Just get up and do it. Whatever that is, it doesn't even have to be YouTube. Whatever it is, just start, because if you like it, you'll do it whether it's like 2 people or 2,000. So that's yes, Dan is one of the best on camera storytelling. He's got this. So when you start talking to him, he'll be like, hey, how are you? Like you get that connection with him. But then when you ask him a question, you can tell he's so trained. He just can fall into talking about something with precision. And the other thing I think is really important, I don't know whether people talk enough about, but I knew and it's like with raw foods and it's like with YouTube, if something becomes overwhelming and stressful, it becomes a dread. And then if you dread something, you eventually stop it. So every time I've done something, I do it at a level which is possible for me. Sure, I do have enough funds to have a cameraman here. I do have enough funds to have a top editor do it. But do I want to stress myself out doing that 3 times a week or 4 times a week or 1 day a week? Is that where my goal is right now? And I actually feel more confident connecting via stream. So it's like you've got to also find like doing this like live, like natural, just talking, going with the flow, because I feel it's kind of like my forte, because I do talk from the heart a lot. And so that's what you have to think of as well, is you can set everything up, but then you're like, oh, I've got to go put makeup on, and what am I going to talk about today? Whereas like when I do this, it's very natural for me. So even though this may get not as many numbers, it's still something that's attainable always for me, if that makes sense. Like it's just natural. It's like part of it. You have breakfast, you clean your teeth, you go to the bathroom, and you talk on camera from your heart. Like I find it very easy to talk from the heart. I find it like I love doing bundles, and I love promoting the bundle. And the bundle is, I wouldn't promote anything. I don't promote many things that I don't think is worthwhile, because the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, which is on now, you've got to remember 32 content creators have come together once a year to give all new content. And so it's very easy for me to, you can say, sell or talk about, because I want you guys to have it, because the amount of people who the tool is so vital for being on Raw, for just learning some more information, for even just getting to know people in the community. But I do find it harder than just getting on camera and talking from the heart. So it's why whatever your passion is, do it, because it'll just be, it's already flowing out of you. It'll flow out of you more. It's like the camera pulls it out. So you are great in live. I think it's the best way to show authenticity. Yeah, and I think, I don't know what it is. I think I was saying to Mum during the week, I think I'm so healthy now because I was able to share so much of my journey. When you turn something that can't be rewritten, you can't really edit it. I mean, you could, but it misses the whole like essence of what occurred, like as it's coming up. And I said to Mum, I think I'm doing so well now because I get to share my journey, and it helps others as well. Like, so I'm getting up and it's helping me because I'm talking myself through, and I'm like, this happened and I learnt this and I use these tools, and I'm going back in and remembering. And then it's being passed on for good, but it's also really therapeutic for me. And there's probably a lot to that, like people's passions. Like I was remembering yesterday, one of the greatest things you have to remember is, you will not realize this when you're going through your hardest times, like your absolute, you think you're going to die type times. But the skills you learn at that time are the ones that I use today, are the ones that are like make me who I am. So it's interesting how, and I say this a lot, how Ed Sheeran says he never learnt anything from winning a Grammy. He learnt everything from business partners leaving him, from him having a stutter when he was a kid. We have to use, and that's probably where your calling in life has come from, and oozing out. It's, you've learnt something that nobody else has. Like I think Ed Sheeran learned to sing because he had a lisp. So he would come home in the afternoons, and I don't know exactly what he did, but it was something to do with sound and music to help him learn to speak properly. He and also he started out not singing very well, so it's still in his darkest hour, and that darkest hour is like my driving force. No one is going where I went, and I'm not going back there. So all together we're moving forward. So yeah, when you help others, you help yourself. It's like someone left this nice comment saying, you know, Sky, it's so nice that you're really nice to everyone online. I don't want to badmouth anyone, but this person said other vegans, some other vegan put them down, and thanks for doing that. And I said, well, every time I put someone else down, it's work I have to do on myself. Like I may not admit it at that time, but give it 2 days or 2 weeks. I know it's something that's my problem. So it's like what we give to the world or we give to others, we're giving to ourselves. Because I spent a lot of time alone, especially when I healed and on the raw foods, I realized every voice and every word that I spoke to another, my brain didn't know the difference, whether I was talking to me or another person. because when you're alone, your voice completely changes. Like because I was disconnected from family, and it was just me. And as there's no numbing from anything anymore because I'm on raw foods. And I noticed how my body and I got happier as nature helped me a lot, being outdoors and the sunlight. But as I spoke nicer to myself, I just felt better. I felt happier. And then I took that and could repair relationships with my family because I spoke to myself nice, but it took increments because I would get overwhelmed very easily. I mean, the world was this new place to me. So it's always baby steps. But it's so interesting that if we inflict something not very nice on another person, it's just as good as doing it to ourselves. And it's something to remember. So yes, I notice when I get tired or anxious, and I'll be like, someone will drive past fast and I'll just start projecting like, oh, why did they do that? When really it's me who's tired and I need to put my feet up. And when I get home, I was going to do that. That was yesterday. But it's funny how I try and catch myself before I end up, because I think we grow up as kids, right? And we think that's the norm. Like we're supposed to, oh, they did that. That's not very nice, blah, blah, blah. And then we learn to heal ourselves and we learn that it's just us. It's always about me. So I'm not getting much pizza in, and the pizza's good. Pizza's from the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, guys. If anyone's just joined, Melodie's pizza base, Nate's herbs, and Melissa Mara's sauce. It would be really nice in the dehydrator. What would be really nice is you dehydrate it a bit and then you drizzle the sauce on. You know why I want that? Because that's how I used to have it when I ate cooked food. And I always think about how that memory of cooked food is, people always say when they go back and they have a mouthful of cooked food and they're a raw vegan, they always say it never tasted that good, or the first bite was like, whoa, and then it never tasted good. It never was like they remembered. And I always think with raw foods, the trick is you have these memories that you think were like amazing stored in your brain, because the brain's a bit like that. It can tell you something was amazing when it really wasn't even that good compared to where you are at now. And then you can then refit in a raw make your own new raw memories. And that was a huge part of me when I knew that raw foods was saving my life. Was, Sky, you can't see this as like a diet. You have to create some sort of lifestyle. You have to, as soon as you want, I don't know, a noodle dish, you're going to have to put some zoodles in a bowl with some sort of flavoring. Like otherwise, I know you, Sky, you won't stay. So it's like really like playing into those memories. So I want to try and hop on every day and do a different recipe. I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. There is a carrot one that I want to do by Alana. And it's like a sweet maple carrots salad, and that looked really good. But I tend to go straight to the savory. I mean, I could look up and do some smoothies, but I don't know. I'll see. I post on Instagram story by the afternoon when I've got something like in the dehydrator or on my mind, or I've done some shopping for some food, so that and I try go about this time, as I said, so I can catch everyone over the other side of the world. But tomorrow I know I'm a bit busy in the morning, so it might be just an hour later or something, but I will put it up on my story. Yeah, Koala Mama said that's true. So it only tastes good when you're addicted, because now it tastes so bland. Yeah, everyone says it tastes bland when you rehab it, but also because when you have cooked food, you're usually very dehydrated and you don't feel good, and you're not aware that there's a way to feel good. So the only thing that makes you feel good is more sugar and oil and salt. Like you literally get through a day at work because you're looking forward to, I don't know, afternoon snack, or when you get up, your morning coffee, or like, and you have no conscious awareness that you can actually have this stability of feeling good. That's kind of how I see cooked foods. So I'm going to get myself another slice of pizza. It's like pizza, Sunday pizza for breakfast. So I've heard a raw vegan person after a long time who loved potatoes, and she ate them, and yeah, a lot of people say that. So let me push this up. So a lot of people say that the thing is, I actually love that structured feeling of the food, like that I'm crunching into like something very hydrating. Even like these pizzas, is I actually don't like when things start getting too real for me, as in like too cooked for me. I like them like closer to being like really raw. And I think it'd be so weird for me to eat a potato. That would be just so soft. I reckon my brain would be so confused. But some people do well having like a high raw diet. And I think you've got to work out what does well for you. I'm actually going to do a YouTube video. I mentioned in one of my lives, when I broke my toe, instead of facing the fact, I drank coffee for 2 or 3 days. And then I'm like, something's wrong. Why am I doing this? Anyway, recently I went back to coffee for only a week. I nearly ended up in the emergency room. I was in so much pain. It was unbelievable. All my shingles nerves flared up. All my GERD came back into my mouth. What else happened? The cramps in my stomach was why I nearly went to hospital. And then the only way to stop them was to take what we call an antispasmodic, because once you stop at that spasm in the gut, usually the pain will stop. And then I'm waking up in the morning feeling like I'm in hospital because the medication, that type of medication that I used to have to take, re-triggered memories. It was like, and this is only like for a couple days, and I will do a YouTube video on it. I've tried to put it together in my head how I got to a space like that. But I think my biggest thing, I knew what was happening, is I'm slowly starting to walk again now, is you take someone who copes with the world that they're faced with by doing an hour and a half of exercise most days. Like, I love it. Like, I took years to build up to that, but then I had to stop. And so all of that feel, like that dopamine, but huge parties, I process a lot out there, like running and walking and doing Pilates and I think I was chasing something, but I don't know. It was not a pleasant experience, to say the least. But I still drink a little caffeine in tea, no coffee. My nervous system cannot handle it. Yeah. So I had to learn that for myself. It's funny because I was on some pretty heavy painkillers, which, remember, I was on massive doses for years, and it wasn't something I wanted again. It wasn't. It's always coffee, and it's probably because just weak adrenals. Like, people say, oh, you're addicted. I don't always believe that. I believe the body seeks out certain things because at that certain time it needs them. I guess even if you do seek out a drug, you are in pain in some way in your life and you're wanting to numb it. But I was on the same family of, the opioid family for the first 15 days that my toe was broken in my parents' home. I was like, am I back here again? Because my bathroom was being done. And, but I wanted off it straight away. But I think what my body was seeking was whatever that jolt is. Because I used to say my morning run is like my morning coffee. It gets air, it gets your heart beating, and coffee does the exact same thing. As soon as I have it, my heart starts beating faster. I start like taking in deep breaths. So I find it really interesting. In fact, when I went raw, I never craved. In settings, I kind of was like, oh, I wouldn't mind a drink. But I've said this before, it was coffee that was the hardest thing for me to quit. I quit the medications, I quit the cigarettes, I quit the food, but the thing I craved was coffee. And I think when you've been in a bed, how long was I in a bed? I think like 25 years all up. I think it was like 15 years non-stop leading up. But in my life, because I've been up and down most of my life, it's been like 25 years in total. So I think that's what my body was trying to do. But I try and do that. I try not punish myself by saying, you're an addict or you've done something wrong. I'm like, what is my body asking of me? What does it need? And I've said this before, I have an amazing spiritual healer I work with named Hannah, who has, I've said this to her before, I could not give, even if I had all the money in the world and gave it to her, it would not be enough for how much she's shifted me through things. And she does like work in like the shamanic realms and different levels of consciousness and clearings, and I don't know, she's changed my life. She's helped me. I saw her again this week, but yeah, interesting what the body does. So coffee is the hardest for people. I know people addicted to everything under the sun and they can't quit coffee. Yeah. You know what I noticed is when I first went raw is no one's out there popping prescription medication. Like they're like, you know, you need to take your GERD medication in front of your face, and they're not out there smoking in front of my face. They're not really like smells. Yes, there are smells, but then my brain would always divert to, well, you just make that at home raw. You just make that at home raw. But the coffee, when I got up, like every shop you go past, they sell coffee. Everyone gets up in the morning, has coffee. Plus, I feel like coffee got me through like university. The first thing when I wake up from surgeries I wanted was always coffee. My parents had to have a coffee next to me. It's like, I think it's like no matter if you changed a medication or you changed different foods came and went, but coffee was like my buddy. I wanted my buddy back, but no, that buddy is staying far away. This is why we have the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. So we make good foods, so we feel amazing, and it's only on till the 11th of May. Food like this, if you just joined, I made a pizza. So good. I'm going to post, like I filmed it, so I'm going to post it on Instagram, but it is, if you can see, let me show you anyone who's joined. So my new dinners ebook is in there, but this is Melodie's pizza base, and it's like soaked buckwheat. And you've got Nate Maris's herb dressing, which is in his, I think it's dips, cracks on repeat, something like that. Oh, let me find, I keep saying something on repeat. Let me find what his is called. I have it written down just here. So he's crack, spread, repeat, which is like crackers and spreads on repeat. And then Liz's chili sauce, which is amazing, which I've got drizzled all over the top. So yeah. Thanks, guys. I've loved so much spending my Sunday morning with you. And if you haven't got the bundle, as I said, go grab that bundle. It's worth it. 32 content creators, all raw vegan contributions. There's like exercises. There's like a Chinese raw vegan course. There's my books. There's so many. So when I'm raw, I don't need coffee. Thanks so much. Good. We don't want coffee. We do not want coffee. Okay, guys.